listening to Free Talk with MrB.
Hello, and welcome back. This is MrB on Free Talk with MrB. On our last episode, we were talking to Grace. It was very good to hear from her and to see her revelation fulfilled. Let's continue as she carries on some more with a great conversation, because this is Free Talk with MrB. We had Grace on and we were talking to her about quite an interesting conversation about her youth and getting out of the university and her experience where she came out of school, went to her youth service, was supposed to be working as far as her assignment in a school and ended up going to Peace House. Grace, are you still on?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you for waiting for us. Could you tell us about Peace House? Again, remind us how you ended up there, because you got a letter from your government that redirected you from the school to Peace House.
Okay, so I was talking about when I was posted to a school, Independence Democratic School in Benue State, Nigeria. So the school was already occupied and then was filled up. So I went back to the lodge. One of the place I lodged, or we were lodged, where was the Christian Corpus Fellowship. You know, it's a body. It's a religious body that actually accommodate and take in corpers who are actually Christians and looking for where to lodge. Because when we are discharged from the camp where we camp for three weeks, you have to find your place by yourself. So is it that you lodge in a hotel, you lodge in, you could have some people. So there's another religious organization, the Muslim body, to also have a body where they get couples who are Muslims and are wanting to lodge with them. It's free. You don't have to. You're not cajoled. You don't have to be forced to do it. Okay. So I lodged with the Christian body.
And I'm trying to remember.
When I went back to the Lord.
Okay, and I'm remembering the word Kappa is the name given to the body of all the students that were taking up service at that time, right? Yeah, okay.
Yes,
you call them Kappas. Yes. It's not a police officer. It's a Kappa. It's a youth corps.
Yes, police officer. Yes,
right. So you found a place to stay, and then you end up getting redirected again to the Peace House.
Yes, to Peace House. Yes.
Okay. And what was it like?
I got to Peace House.
What was that experience like? I still don't understand what a Peace House does, but it's a religious organization. You said it has a service that they do.
Yes, Peace House is non-denominational religion organization. It's non-denominational, so.
And what did they do that gave you some experience? What did they do?
They discipled people. They trained people. They disciple people for life. They disciple people about their career. They train you in the Word of God. They teach you. They fed you with the Word of God. And so we were just there serving.
Okay, so that organization, when a student or a youth copper goes to them, they're benefiting from one hand washing the other, is it? And so they help whatever the requirements are, and they get a job training, religious training,
yes,
career
exactly.
training, and so on.
Exactly.
Okay, from the organization.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now, you mentioned in the previous section where SOAR, SOAR, was an organization for to secure, right? Is it how you said it?
No.
Sexual
offenses.
Awareness and
rehabilitation.
Right. So you went to that sexual offenders awareness and rehabilitation group.
Sexual offenses.
But was it a lot of years between the Peace House and that organization?
No, it's actually the same time.
Oh, okay.
It is the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So while you're in...
Go ahead.
So at sexual... Okay, yes. During the service, while I was serving at Peace House, you are mandated to to go to the local government in the states that you're posted to, the local government, to do a community service for once in a week. So during this community service, we have a different, we call it CDS, community development service. It's called community development service.
Okay. So
you've been posted to a different state entirely, to a different place, somewhere that you have not been to, somewhere that you have not seen, So you get to look into the community. We come together once a week to look into, to discuss what we can do to help the community as a youth corper. So one of the organizations that we found those time was SOAR, SOAR, Sexual Offenses Awareness and Response Initiative. It used to be rehabilitation, but it is now a response initiative. So Sexual Offenses Awareness and Response Initiative. So we found this group. These are a group of corpers who goes, and we go from school to school, from one school to the other. And sometimes we went to church. I think there was a time that we went to church in order to educate children about sexual abuses. We tell them what sexual abuses are, the effects of sexual abuses. And during the counseling period, we create time for counseling. And so during this counseling, we see that so many children are actually being abused right under their parents' roof. Excuse me. So we saw, and then the ones we could help, the ones we could offer help, we did what we could. And so that was our service to the community. That was what we did to give back to the community.
Yes. And on that line, as we mentioned earlier in the last episode, we definitely want to come on and talk about that particular subject solely. And I think you would be a good person to talk to it about from that SOAR perspective. And so I look forward to digging deeper into that. So as you did your service and so on, at what time did you get into, I think I spoke with you before, into farming? How did you get into farming from this activity?
Yeah, I was into farming right before going for service, before joining the youth corps.
Oh, okay, that was before.
So
yes, timeline wise, it was the university, then farming, then the youth service. Okay. Right.
Yes, it wasn't university straight to youth service. No.
Okay, very interesting. I thought everyone went that direction, but I'm learning now it's the other way around. And so after the SOAR, which you're still affiliated with SOAR.
Do you know what?
Yeah, you're still affiliated currently with SOAR. Is that correct?
Yes, I've not been doing much lately. I've not been.
Okay, and we'll talk about that. So what I'm trying to get is what kind of jobs you went into afterwards. Because I mean, you went to university, you did some farming, then you went into the different youth service programs where you were highlighted, educated, and even awakened with your spiritual side and your personal side. Then where did you go after that? What type of things you did?
Okay, yes. When I left this house, so I came to Lagos. Yeah. So one of the first job I started doing when I came to Lagos was I started working with a fashion house. We make ready-to-wear garment and then we sell out. So I am actually involved in the administrative aspect of the company. That's what I'm doing now currently. That's what I do now.
Okay. So here you are applying everything you learned so far. And it seems like you did a lot in your life.
Yes, everywhere I am.
What age group are you now?
A lot.
What age group are you now?
Okay, 20 to 30.
Okay, so you've done a lot in your life and you're not even 30 yet. Very interesting. I think your audience around the world would love to hear that a young woman in an aggressive or assertive country like Nigeria can find her ground and find her way and keep doing things. While we're on the subject, what would you tell young girls around the world? What would you advise them? How would you share right here in our program? How could you help them?
Yeah, I'll say that life is a battlefield, really. It is very tough, and sometimes it appears very strange. You may not always get what you want. You would not always get what you want. All right, but you can fight for what you want. You can get what you want. You can reach your goal, irrespective of what you've been through, what has happened to you, what you're currently going through. You can reach your goal and you can accomplish your goals, as the case may be. So don't give up. Don't let the world push you aside. You have a voice, and your voice needs to be heard. You don't keep your thoughts to yourself. Don't keep your voice to yourself. You speak out. And one of the things that we learned I learned during this SOAR initiative program is that if you don't speak out, you can't get help. It is when you speak out that you get help. If there is something you do not like, if there's a situation you don't like, you speak out. Your voice matters. Your voice matters. It's important for you to speak out. It's important for you to talk. So I would advise every girl not to be timid, not to be shallow-minded,
And this kind of talk...
And don't be held back by whatever that has happened to you.
Right. So that means this talk and this reaching out also applies for if they have interest in a career. And so it's not just what something bad is happening to them. If something is good is happening to them, they can do the same. Would you say?
Yes.
Because I would imagine that not everyone would know what their goals are or what their aspirations are, and they can still get help with these kind of speaking out and reaching out, because everyone might put us in a certain mold. Excuse me. So just imagine if someone said nothing, then they can be placed into a mold or a box that someone thinks fits them. And so help me out here. Would you be also saying something like that too, that we could make it aware or make the awareness of what we want to do as a young lady in any country? What are our goals and aspirations?
Yes, we can. You can. Can I get that again?
It's just like speaking out. I know when you were referencing the speaking out, you were applying it to abuses. And sometimes we can speak out when we have a happy goal. If someone knows your goal, you can speak out that way too. So.
Yes, you can talk about your goals. You can talk about your dreams. You can talk about speaking out. Is not just speaking out when something is wrong, when something is bad, when something is evil. No, you speak out when something is good. You speak out when you have a goal to achieve. You say it. You become you say it emphatically that, oh yes, I have this goal. I have this desire. I'm going to achieve it. I'm going to accomplish it. You speak out. It doesn't just have to be. It's not just about abuse. It's not just about abuse. Yeah. Speaking out encompass all aspects.
Yes, and I endorse that too, because I encourage people to speak out, and they may not always have the location or the form. Some ask me, why did you start Free Talk with MrB? I says maybe it's a platform so people can just freely talk with MrB, and when you get your voice, then your voice tells you and helps you to know in your head what direction you want to take. What's your opinion on speaking out on Free Talk?
I think that Free Talk is a show where you can get to talk. You get to talk freely without anybody caging your thought or what you think or what you. It gives you the freedom to express yourself. just be natural,
Yeah.
and just being you, and without any form of intimidation, inferiority complex, and what have you.
Yes, and that's what we want to encourage. So, one of the things I definitely want to do is to have you back in the program. I want either you, if you want to gather your thoughts and your materials on SOAR, and let's perpetuate that. Let's talk about that. But that's an important subject where many countries, American countries, African countries, European countries, everyone should be hearing about how to safeguard sexual offenses and or offenders from offenses, and how to help, how to rehabilitate, how to give them a platform that they can free talk, even anonymously.
Yes.
And anonymous talk makes them feel freer, and it can release this what we will call this stigma of not being able to say what happened to them or who they are, because all of us ordinary people. Yeah. So I really appreciate you being on with us and perpetuating free talk and allowing us to talk about you, and definitely look forward to having you on again. Would you come back?
Yes, I would love to.
It would be our pleasure, Grace, and looking forward to that. We'll again perpetuate the idea of helping others. We'll perpetuate the idea of free talk and invite yourself and others on. So it's really good to talk to you. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We'll talk to you again. You have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Free Talk with MrB. Please remember to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode.